Today we're going to talk about the many hats a storyteller wears. My name is Jack Luger, and welcome to Story Room. So here in Story Room, we're all about telling great stories, learning how to do that, whether it's for writing purposes, actually writing a novel or short stories, or shooting video or film, or actually in an office setting or a sales position. Telling good stories creates impact, which will help increase your productivity and success. And so I started this session by saying that the storyteller wears many hats. Well, what are those hats? Well, the hats are of habits, attitudes, tools, and skills. And so it's important to understand that each of those four items put together will help you become a better storyteller. So I'm going to break down each one real quick. Habits. I come from a writing background as a television writer in Los Angeles to a novelist and nonfiction writer. I use stories, obviously, to communicate, as part of my living, as part of my creative passion. But it is not just easy work where I just sit down and it flows all the time, right? I have to build that daily habit, that practice in my mind to put aside everything else so that I can do my work and get better at my skills. So I build a daily habit. I follow Julia Cameron's practice of morning pages and every morning getting up and writing and just kind of getting the flow, the practice of writing. I do it by hand, in my notebook, things like this. But you want to daily make a habit of becoming a better storyteller. So I highly recommend morning pages to anybody, whether you are in a creative writing aspect or any other writing aspect. It helps clear the mind and get you prepared to create and to use those stories to really hone in on the stories and focus. So creating a daily habit, though, of doing the work is so important. Now, attitude, obviously we have so many motivational speakers out there who are telling you how to approach things with the right mindset. And so all I want to encourage you to do is think about that. What is your attitude? One of the struggles that many artists struggle with is the imposter syndrome, that feeling that you're not good enough. I know that everything I write, while I enjoy writing it and I'll sometimes read it and go, I think it's pretty good, I also understand that the audience out there may not agree. And a lot of times I feel like, it's probably not good enough, and I'm afraid to show it to people, or I'm afraid to get criticism or feedback, right? The challenge of a writer is that that's part of the life, is to get feedback and criticism. But that's really the life of anybody in any type of work, right? Is you put work out there and you get feedback. Role-playing is something I've never really enjoyed in any type of business setting because I really didn't want the feedback. I didn't want that criticism. But it's a mindset and having the right attitude that it's receiving that criticism, that constructive criticism is going to make us better. Tools are real straightforward. We have tools at our access that can help us be better. For a writer, even the basic tool of Microsoft Word or Google Docs allows us to create faster, especially if we hadn't know how to type. I always say that one of the best things I ever learned in school was how to type. And I, back then, was using electric typewriters and actually learning how to really type on a typewriter. But that skill allowed me to get my thoughts down quicker onto the page. And so a tool such as the laptop computer or an iPad or any type of device where we can type into the device and store it quickly and get it down faster is a great tool, right? I love writing with pen and paper and practicing and just kind of having that mind, hand, eye coordination going on. But I don't write as fast, and so I can't get the ideas down. And so one of the things I knew I was suffering from when I was younger, when we didn't have all these computer tools, was that I couldn't take the thoughts in my head and get them onto the page fast enough so that I could actually write them, right? But there are many tools out there that help us create, help us tell our stories, right? Even just this tool of video. Recording yourself telling a story will make you better because you'll be able to watch it. I get to teach speech classes in college, and I record my students and have them self-evaluate. It's important. It's an important tool. Right, and the last thing is skill. And so while there is an innate talent with storytelling and hearing a story and conveying a story, timing and all those things, there is also a skill to storytelling. And so you need to get past, right, this is part of the attitude, get past the attitude of saying, well, I'm not a good storyteller, and embrace the idea that storytelling will make you better at whatever you do. And so finding that skill, right? And by using the right habits and applying the right habits, you will get better. Taking a course, watching a video such as this, hopefully will give you that information so you can continue to develop your skill. And that's what we're going to talk about, some of these tools to tell good stories. All right? So, skills. You can develop better skills by writing more, writing every day, or by telling stories and recording yourself every day, doing the work that sometimes you don't want to do because you are afraid or you're holding yourself back for whatever reason. You need to do it. Build those skills. Classes are a great way to build those skills. So, as I said, the storyteller wears many hats: habits, attitudes, tools, and skills. You need to tap into each of those 4 things to take yourself to the next level. Let me give you a little caveat. Don't wait for the right tools to come to you. If you can't afford something, don't stop and say, well, I'll do it once I get the computer. No. There is nothing stopping you from writing your ideas down, nothing stopping you from creating a little idea or taking a little idea and building on it, shooting video. It is as simple as pulling your cell phone, right, your smartphone, out of your pocket, putting it on a stand, or even just propping it up on something and hitting record and practicing and watching it. Stephen Pressfield talks about in his book, The War of Art, resistance. There are so many things that will keep you from excelling and succeeding, and they are typically people in your life who want you to succeed, but they actually talk you down, or yourself. I mean, who wants you to succeed more than yourself? Yet we get in our own way, telling ourselves we can't do it. We have the wrong attitude, right? There are just all these other things that are asking for our time. Put those things to the side. Go do it. Practice. Get better every day. So thanks for joining me in the story room. My name is Jack Luger, and again, I'm glad to have you here. I look forward to connecting with many of you and sharing ideas. The goal is for you to get better at storytelling. It's for me to get better at storytelling. I believe firmly that I'll never be done improving. There are lots of opportunities for me to get better. And so I look forward to sharing this time with you. I look forward to hearing your comments and criticism. It'll be out there. So thanks for joining me. I look forward to talking to you again soon.